Yes, y'all. From the new Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful, scenic Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show that's back yapping again. My name's Greg Tepper, Editor-in-Chief, Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, MySpace, Friendster. We are on Tinder. We are on Bumble.
We're definitely not on Tinder.
We're on Bumble.
That sounds like a you thing, not a me thing. I'm a married woman.
Either way. Or you listen to us on the podcast. You can subscribe to the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local mediocre internet show, Greg Tepper. That's Ashley Pickle. Hi, Ashley Pickle.
Hi, friends.
No, I don't know how the dating apps work.
I have never been on a dating app either.
Wow. I had known you when you were single.
Yeah.
Before you met up with Byron?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
Byron is his name.
No, I've never used a dating app.
Yeah, my wife, and I met my wife in 2006.
So those did not exist.
They did not exist.
Would you
Yes.
have like a Nokia?
I did ask my wife out on our first date over AOL Instant Messenger.
Let's go.
And guess what? 2 kids later, baby. Those giggles you hear coming from the booth belong to our producer today, Miss V&A Moreno. Hello, V&A Moreno.
Hey, guys.
Happy Victory Monday.
Victory Monday.
Barely.
Oh, my
The Cowboys,
Jeez.
against all odds.
They tried everything in their power to mess that game up.
So
everything.
I think to reset for people who don't know, not a Cowboys fan, relatively neutral to the Cowboys. Agnostic. Cowboys fans. And can I tell you, I was watching that game yesterday, howling with laughter. It was an amazing game.
Ashley got the whole,
The full V&A
full
experience.
V&A experience. Actually, it was Ashley, Blaine, and Sam got the full V&A experience of just emotions.
Spectacular.
Yeah, if you saw my tweet, it was just V&A going, I hate this team, I hate this team, I hate this team.
So amazing.
Because Blaine works the games.
But look, it's not like Russell.
does.
It's not like Russell Wilson's some old spare, and it's not. The Giants are obviously a Super Bowl contender, right? Today is Monday, September 15th, 2025. 73 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to 2 men born in London.
Okay.
Adam Scott?
Tom Hardy and Prince Harry, both born today.
All right.
Prince Harry turning 41 today, and Tom Hardy turning
Happy
48.
birthday, Prince
Who is
Harry.
Tom Hardy?
Bane from the.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Bane from the, and then other movies. He's on other movies.
Yeah, but most importantly.
Correct. It's episode 1881. On today's show, folks, there's a reason Ashley Pickle's sitting at the desk because a lot of overreacting to do in Monday Morning Fallout, and I can't do it by myself. Need some support here. So thank you for being my emotional support overreactor.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm here for. That's actually my official title.
So we've got a lot to get to overreacting to week 3 of the Texas high school football season. Do we have first 4 through the door, Vienna?
Oh, my goodness. Let me check.
Those are the words of somebody who just remembered.
Just
That's a big
remembered
reason.
that first 4 through
we
the door.
didn't do it last time. Wait. Give me 1 second. It's loading. In 3, 2, 1. We have Corey Hankins, Jerry Massey, Tony Blaylock, and HPTS.
Welcome in, friends.
And we're not pre-recording.
No, we're not.
We're live, like actually live.
We're live.
What it do, party people? Yeah.
We just didn't have a pre-show.
Yeah, we didn't have a pre-show because
I asked.
V&A hit the air raid sign. It's time for Monday Morning Fallout. Monday Morning Fallout, of course, when we overreact to the football weekend. Week 3 of the Texas high school football season is in the books, in the pocket, out of sight. A lot to overreact to. We'll start with Tepper's take. Tepper's take, parity comes to 6A. Whenever we kind of analyze Texas high school football, we like to kind of draw lines and separate contenders, right? So, for example, I will tell you that if you were going to 1A Division I, right? 1A Division 1. In my opinion, I would draw a line after number 1 with the Gordon Longhorns. They look every bit part of the team to beat, the prohibitive favorite. That doesn't mean that I'm writing off every other team, but I'm saying that's the contender line in my mind right now. There's a couple of other places. I would say 5A Division 2, South Oak Cliff, Richmond Randall. If you're feeling saucy, maybe Brenham is in that mix. But certainly, there feels like a gap. Okay? And there have been other classifications where we have really marveled at the parity and said, boy, it feels really wide open. There have been past years where 4A Division 1 in particular feels really wide open. There have been past years where 5A Division 1, especially if Aledo falls back, feels wide open, right? 6A tends to be pretty pretty stratified and tends to have a couple of teams at the very top and then kind of everyone else. You'll remember in past years where we've all been waiting for North Shore Duncanville in the title game. You'll remember in past years where we've all been waiting for Allen to just get to a title game. Remember in past years where we've been waiting for Westlake to make it back to a Division II title game, right? That is generally how 6A goes. 6A tends to be, historically, over the last 15 years or so, a place where it is the haves and the have-nots. I am here to tell you that that is not the case in 2025. I think this is the most parity and the most evenly matched and the most deep 6A has been in quite some time. And don't take my word for it. Let's go to the numbers. So you go back to our computer rankings at the end of the 2024 season last year. Not surprising to anybody, the number one team in the 6A at the end of the last year was North Crowley. 16-0, 6A Division I state champs. Dominant. The computer would have projected, hypothetically, that they would be a 20-point favorite on a neutral site over the number 11 team in the state in 6A. A 20-point favorite. That was Katy. 20-point gap between number 1 and number 11. Go to the computer rankings right now. You take a look at that. The number 1 team in our computer rankings will come out on TexasFootball.com. You can find complete computer rankings. South Lake Carroll. Okay? To find a team that they would be a 20-point favorite at a neutral site, you have to go down to number 32. 32. Same gap, 3 times the teams. 6A, in my opinion, has never been more wide open. Great teams, but a lot of them. And I don't think there's a ton of separation as there has been in past years. And I think you saw that kind of come into full bloom this week. And I think it's going to be a storyline we're watching for the rest of the year.
Now it's time for Pickle's Point. And this week in Pickle's Point, we're taking you to a meteorology school, okay? When a severe storm moves in, you start off with a watch. Hey, be careful. There's something brewing. There's something coming into fruition. When it goes to a warning, that's when you see your local weatherman go, hey, you need to take cover. You need to take shelter. Find a spot in your house away from windows. Don't panic, but get the whole family in there. I think, much like to Tepper's point, after week 3, we start to have this place where we can go, okay, we're heading into district play. We understand now what these teams are. Some of them, it was, are they going to be a good team or not? We don't know. How much did they graduate? Are they coming back? On the other side of it, there were some where we're going, man, on paper, this team looks really stinking good. But will that actually play into fruition when the pads get put on and you get onto the field? So I went through and I put a team from each classification that I'm officially saying we are no longer in watch, we are in warning. The storm is coming. And based off of a lot of these are results off of week 3. First of which in 6A, what Allen did in their 70-14 win over Prosper Rock Hill, that caught my eye. A 70 burger in week 3 against a good Rock Hill team. They want people to understand that they are here and Allen is capital B back in the way that we've been saying. In 5A, it was South Oak Cliff. It's been South Oak Cliff for the past 3 weeks. Their win over North Shore in week 1. They go out and only have a 1-score loss against Duncanville, and then they welcome in Longview, and they take down 6A Longview. South Oak Cliff looks every bit the part of a title contender in 5A. In 4A, how about Pleasant Grove? Josh Gibson's squad is absolutely rolling, but specifically the 49-7 win over Dangerfield this past week. Now, I think that's a Dangerfield team that is more in a rebuilding year, but with wins over Atlanta, Paris, and now Dangerfield, that Pleasant Grove defense is incredible, absolutely incredible. In 3A, Wall has looked every bit the part of a title contender, but specifically when they punch up to 3A Division 1 and they take down Jim Ned 24-0. That Wall, we talk a lot about their offense, how they're able to score like no other with quarterback Landon York all over the field, but that defense came ready to play against a Jim Ned team that was 2-0 and had a win over a 4A Division 2 program in week 1. Wall looks incredible. 2A, Munster. Kason Carney is one of the best dual threat quarterbacks pound for pound in the state. He's got 513 yards and 6 touchdowns in the air. He's got 460 yards on the ground and 6 touchdowns rushing. I mean, Munster looks every bit the part. They did lose in week 2 against Holiday, but that was punching up 2 classifications. A 55-13 win over Windthorst, a much more even competition, shows that they're in the upper echelon of 2A Division 2 teams. And then finally, 1A, you mentioned him earlier, Gordon. Pound for pound, the best team in the state. They are doing mean things to people out there, and I would be shocked if we didn't see them in AT&T Stadium. So there are some teams that I'm officially upgrading from a watch to a warning. Take shelter if they're coming to your location.
Okay, that's good. So last week, I want to be clear, it was Harry Potter, and this week it's weather.
Yeah, I like to switch it up. We've got to make football not football all the time.
Make football not football all the time. Okay, that's a good selling point.
Thank you.
Game of the week, Burton 68, Schulenburg 66 in double overtime. And honestly, that doesn't even do it justice. So Schulenburg and Burton went at it. Burton looking for their first 3-0 start since 2022. They're trailing in the final minute when Caden Patterson finds Malik Bibby for a 15-yard touchdown to tie the game. Extra point pending. And they miss the PAT and send the game to overtime. In overtime, Schulenburg gets the ball first. They score. They miss their 2-point conversion. Burton gets the ball. They score. They miss their 2-point conversion. We go to double overtime. Burton gets the ball first. Caden Patterson, 1-yard touchdown run. They go for the 2-point or rather, I'm sorry, this one is Yabani Brewer with a touchdown. Gets him the score. They get the 2-point conversion. Okay? Patterson runs it for the 2-point conversion. Schulenburg scores. They stop the 2-point conversion, and Burton wins 68-66 to move to 3-0. An absolutely electrifying game that you may not have paid attention to on Friday night, but stole the show. Burton moves to 3-0, 68-66 in double overtime over Schulenburg. That's our game of the week.
Now we go to our play of the week. And kicking was a hot topic here in the greater DFW area this weekend, not only with Brandon Aubrey on the Cowboys, but there was another kicker that made some noise. And we go out to Frisco Legacy Christians, Jack Drygrass. Take a look at this kick.
February 29, Jack Drygrass.
Folks, that was 64 yards.
Yeah.
64 yards. Brandon Aubrey made a 64-yard field goal to put the Cowboys and send them into overtime. That is Jack Drygas from Frisco Legacy Christian making the exact same yardage of a field goal against the Dallas Homeschool Athletic Association there. Unbelievable boot on that kid. 64 yards.
64. There were 2 people in America who kicked 64-yard field goals this weekend. One of them is perhaps known as the best kicker in the NFL.
Yeah,
like Brandon Aubrey.
He's about to get a check worth millions and millions of dollars.
And the other one was Jack Drigas at Frisco Legacy Christian. That is, by the way, we don't keep private school. Keep private school records. But I can tell you that would have been the longest kick in UIL Texas high school football history.
I mean, that's insane.
We haven't had a 60. The longest is right now is 62. It's been done 3 times. The last time it was done was 1995, and he did 2 yards farther than that.
Insane.
That's
our play of the week.
You just don't see that very often, plain and simple, anywhere.
No.
Let alone in the high school ranks. Coach of the week. Let's go down south to Raymondville. Talk about Will Littleton and what he's got cooking there. For the second time in 3 weeks, Will Littleton, in his first year at Raymondville, has got the Bearcats pulling a huge upset. In week 1, they took on Brownsville St. Joseph, a very good private school program. The computer had them 33-point underdogs. Well, they just stinking won the game. Then they go and they beat Rio Grande State La Grulla. Good win over a 4A team. This past week, it was supposed to come to an end. They were taking on La Feria. La Feria, good 4A team. Undefeated 4A team at that point. 51-42 later, the Raymondville Bearcats 3-0 under first-year coach Will Littleton. You may remember he left a 6A job at PSJ Memorial to take over here at Raymondville. And I would say that, or a 5A job rather, and I would say that things are going pretty well for him. This was a Raymondville team that we had projected 5th in their district, in District 16 3A Division 1. I would say that right now, looking a little better than that. So our coach of the week, Will Littleton of the Raymondville Bearcats, doing big things in his first year there at the helm. Coming up in just a moment, everything you've been waiting for, including the NFL Minute, the Matt Steppe got that dogged in player of the week, in case you missed it, and a look ahead to next week if you stay with us.
Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a Hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
And we welcome you back into Monday Morning Fallout, in which it is time for Ashley Pickle, to announce the Dudes Rock Dude of the Week.
Thank you for your courage.
Someone's got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
This week's Dude Rock Dude of the Week comes from Bastrop. They take on Plano Preston Wood, which is the number 1 ranked private school in the state. And quarterback Weston Nielsen goes 22 for 32, 549 yards, and 7 touchdowns in the air in the 70-55 win. Bastrop just collectively as a team looking real good. I would keep an eye out for them when it comes to District 11 5A Division 2 because it's not the toughest district, but with a 1-2 Liberty Hill squad, Bastrop is looking like the early favorite.
Yeah, no, Bastrop is looking like a, as they would say, a wagon.
An absolute wagon.
An absolute wagon. And Weston Nielsen's going to do that to, again, the number one private school team in the state.
Yeah, he torched them.
That's an unbelievable performance there from Weston Nielsen from Bastrop. Our Dudes Rock Dude of the Week. It's Dudes Rock. Hashtag Dudes Rock. It's now time. You know, everyone spent their Sunday watching the NFL, and we like to keep our finger on the pulse of the NFL as well. I know we're a high school football show, but we wanted to make sure that we have the NFL covered as well, especially with regards to Texas high school football players. And so we've, of course, hired the most trusted name in NFL football to be our insider, paying this person an exorbitant amount of money. Now it's time for the NFL Minute with our chief NFL correspondent, my mom.
Hi, this is Tep Mom reporting the NFL Minute for this week. I'm highlighting Savon Williams, number 83 of the Green Bay Packers, as they beat the Commanders 27-18 in front of 77,000 people in Green Bay. Savon was the quarterback at Marshall High School in East Texas, and he continued his football career for 5 seasons at TCU. He was the third-round draft pick this year for the Green Bay Packers. In this game, he only had 2 carries for 24 yards, but in his best play, he snuck behind the center, took the snap, and ran the ball for 16 yards. That's it for this week. Hope all your teams win. See ya.
Thank you, Mom.
So she says, I hope all your teams win, and you are notorious for hating everybody's team. So did this come from your dad's side?
I guess it has to, right? I guess that has to be where it came from. But anyway, thanks to my mom, our chief NFL correspondent, with this week's edition of the NFL Minute.
Time to go up to Stock Up. And we go out to Era, the Hornets in District 8 2A Division 2. So this past week, they had a 34-21 win over Roscoe. Huge. More so than that, this is the first time they've been 3-0 since 2014. Second-year coach Tanner Mann has this program absolutely rolling. You do remember they went 5-6 last year and made it to the playoffs for the first time in a hot minute. But it's looking like an even better start there for the Hornets. And they're going to need it because they've got a really tough district.
Yeah,
that district is not light. Lindsay, Collinsville, Santo, Munster. I mean, that rolls deep.
Yeah, it does. And that's going to be that. Suddenly, Era is one of those teams that I think, respectfully, when you start mapping out districts in the preseason, you say, okay, well, these teams are in, and these teams, we're going to put them at the bottom. If Era is going to start doing this, suddenly, that becomes a much more, contentious district battle.
I mean, there's almost a guarantee at that point that there are 2 teams fighting to get into the playoffs.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But Era certainly changed the game in that district. Stock down. Let's talk about the Columbus Cardinals. So the reigning 3A Division 1 state champs, we had some questions about them. Started the year number 1. They opened the year with a loss to Cuero, and I don't think anybody really thought too much of it. That's a good Cuero team. They've proven themselves to be pretty darn strong. Still 3-0. They bounced back in a big way. They beat LaGrange. Good win. This past week, they go on the road to Needville. A good Needville team, a 4A team. They lose 17-13. And that is now essentially, now we have one game where they score 49 points, offense goes crazy. The other 2 games, they're averaging 17 points a game. And that's just not going to cut it. And part of what we had concerns with was that they were graduating so heavy on the offensive side. Adam Schobel, Grayson Rigdon, right? A lot of the playmakers, they were graduating offensively. Now, look, there's still time. The good thing about being in a 5-team district is they're only halfway through non-district play. If they go and they beat Madisonville this week, I think they right the ship. But they got Madisonville, Belleville, and Rogers the next 3 weeks. Those teams are combined 7-2.
And punching up.
Those are all 4A teams with the exception of Rogers. But That's a 3-0 Rogers team. We will find out a lot more about Columbus, but right now, the early returns on the offensive rebuild, we certainly have some questions.
We move on now to our In Case You Missed It of the week. And Tepper, I'm going to read you off some scores real fast.
Okay.
And I'm looking for a common theme here. So
Okay.
let's first off talk about the Hardin Hornets. Okay. We are going with 48-0 over Warren, 27-0 over Corrigan Camden, 34-0 over Deweyville. So there's one team.
Okay.
The second team, we go to the Fort Worth Arlington Heights Yellow Jackets.
Boy, big flying insect.
Yes, Hornets and
Energy.
Yellow Jackets, and that could also be a theme.
Is that what is that the theme?
We're buzzing to the theme. 60-0 win over Everman, 59-0 win over Dallas Pinkston, and 70-0 over Fort Worth Northside. Do you see, other than the flying insect, do you see a common theme here?
Ashley Pickle, I don't think I heard any opposing points in those games.
Would you look at that? Hardin and Fort Worth Arlington Heights are the only two teams in 11-man football right now to not allow a single point to be scored against them. Perfect defenses. So Blake Anderson, the defensive coordinator at Hardin, and Patrick Jones, the defensive coordinator at Arlington Heights, are looking for a pay raise as they try to continue this streak of not allowing a single point going into week 4 of the season.
Is one of them available to be the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys?
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
I've been thinking about that. It's now time.
Ironically, oh my God, that's so ironic. Coach Anderson and Coach Jones.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jones and Anderson.
Oh my God.
It's written in the stars, Cowboys fans. Maybe we have hope. That's a wild coincidence.
That is wild.
That is a wild coincidence.
Now it's time for the most prestigious award in Texas high school football. That's right. The Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him, Player of the Week.
Hey y'all, Matt Stepp, and I'm here in the exotic and foreign land of Canada to bring you the Week 3 Matt Stepp, He Got That Dog in Him Award. And the winner of this prestigious award, the Matt Stepp, He Got That Dog in Him Award, is none other than the Woodlands College Park defensive tackle, R.J. Wims. In the Cavaliers' 35-0 shutout win over Conroe, Wims anchored a defense that did not allow Conroe to even get in the red zone once for the entire game. Wims had a huge game, and after the game, even got an offer from Texas Tech. Congrats, RJ. You, sir, have got that dog in you.
Thank you, Matthew. What a win for RJ. He gets it. What do you think he values more? Getting an offer from Texas Tech or being named the Matt Stepp, He Got That Dog in Him Player of the Week? Pretty impressive. Very impressive stuff.
V&A's cracking up in there.
We're a serious program.
Serious is what we do, she said confidently. All right, what's next? As we take a look heading into week 4, and there is one game out of District 4 6A that everyone's eyes are on. I would argue to say likely for the district championship at this point, and it is the number 1 South Lake Carroll Dragons taking on the 9th-ranked Euless Trinity Trojans. Both programs coming off of huge wins after last week. South Lake Carroll absolutely pummeled Byron Nelson. What was it, 52-3? I mean, that was the other team in District 4 6A that I think that we would look at and say, like, oh, these are the top 3. This is what we're looking for. And then Euless Trinity had their way with Keller Central.
One of the things that I'm really excited about is for all of the offensive firepower in this game, Angela Renda, Brock Boyd, all the playmakers South Lake Carroll has, JT Harris, that big offensive line for Euless Trinity. These two teams have combined to allow 40 points in their 6 games.
Yeah.
Combined. So something's got to give here. And what I think, this is a real, in my mind, and I'll talk about this in the picks, there's a spoiler. This is a real take your eye off the ball type game. Because as star-studded as this game's going to be from the skill position spots, like, this is a huge test for both these two lines, who both, I think, can lay claim to being some of the best line play in all of Class 6A. This is going to be gladiatorial type stuff up front. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, and more so than that, the clashes in the offensive firepower are completely different. Like Southlake's obviously going to try and air it out. Angelo Arenda has looked incredible with his passing attack, but Trinity, they're going to run it down your throat. It almost feels like we're back to two vintage teams throwing what they know. You know what I'm saying? Like Southlake Carroll's back to being an absolute air raid attack, and Trinity's like, hey, don't forget, we will run the ball down your throat.
That's so spot on. Like this feels like a return to form for two of especially DFW's most prominent 6A powers. So the huge game, Southlake Carroll and Mules Trinity. That's going to do it for us. Let's go to Vianney Moreno and see if she's got any final thoughts.
My final thoughts. Thank you, Ashley, for enduring all my emotions on Sunday. And you know what? I think I'm gonna keep that streak going. So, Ashley, if you'll allow me.
I get to give a recap every Monday on the heinous things that VNA said about the Cowboys.
It'll be the VNA Moreno like mental health check.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's a good way to do it.
Mental health check.
A reminder: TexasFootball.com right now has the new Dave Campbell's Texas Football Associated Press rankings. You can see who moved up, who moved down, who moved in, who moved out. You can see all the rankings there. Got a ton of stuff on TexasFootball.com right now. And then a reminder: we are back on Thursday to get you ready for Week 4 of the Texas high school football season. We've got Rising tomorrow at this time slot. We've got the picks on Wednesday, and then of course, if you're a freeloader, you can watch Tep and Step on Friday.
Don't be a freeloader.
Go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Get the audio version early. We're recording that later today. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And of course, see us at TexasFootball.com for Vianney Moreno and Ashley Pickle. I'm Greg Tepper. We will see you Thursday on Texas Football Today.
Bye.